Hey golfers, we have a new video here on creating a season. So let's just jump right in to the web page. Now, I already have an account, and when I came in the first time, I picked to create a league. So because I created a league, you can see on my golf league page here that I have a league called Tuesday Summer. And I'm an admin, which allows me to see all these admin links. So what we're trying to do here is create a season, which means we have to give it a start date and end date. We have to create rounds. So those are the actual days that we're going to be playing. We have to tell the system where we're going to be playing. And we have to pick options for how the season's going to go. So this little icon right here, Manage League Seasons, that's the one that we're interested in. We're going to click on that. Now, this is the league season page for my league called Tuesday Summer. I don't have any seasons created yet because this is a brand new league. If I did have older seasons, I would see them in rows here, and I could check each one of them to see different information about the league season that particular year. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add a New Season. Here's our option page on what options you want or you need for your season. So first being the season name, I would recommend going with the year. So it's 2018. We'll call it 2018 Tuesdays. My begin date, I'll pick the first Tuesday of June, and my end date, I will pick October 9th. So now that bounds the dates for my season. When I go to create rounds, they will all have to fall either on those days or in between. We'll see that later. So the holes played, is this a 9-hole league? Is this a 9-hole season or an 18-hole season? I'll say it's 9 holes. Handicapping options, I'll say USGA. I'll keep my defaults. Rounds to count in the standings. This is if we play 10 rounds for the whole season. Do I want to keep all of those rounds, or do I want to drop some of them? The reason why you would do this is maybe you have players who don't have the capacity to make it all 10 rounds. So maybe you want to make a minimum of 6. They have to make 6 rounds, but you spread that out over 10 weeks, something like that. In this particular case, I'm just going to leave it as keeping all the rounds. Putting options, again, do you want to track putting? Some leagues do, I'm not going to. Skins options, again, do you want to have skins? I do not. All of these options that we're going through will have their own tutorials to really get into the meat of what they do. So don't get frustrated if I'm going quickly here. But I'm not going to track skins. Scoring mode, individual or team, they each have different options, different ways we can score the season. I'm going to keep it as this is an individual league, and my scoring system, I'm going to pick stroke play. So I filled in everything. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Data's been saved successfully. I'm now seeing the first row, the first season that I've created for my Tuesday Summer League. Anytime you create a season, you're going to have these icons as options. Let's say you made a mistake and your beginning date was wrong. You could go back, hit that little edit button, the little edit icon that I just hit, and make it the 12th instead, and hit save. Now I'm bounded by the 12th to the 9th. And when I go to this next icon here, this calendar, this is where I'm going to actually put the individual rounds in. Go ahead and click on that. I don't have any rounds scheduled yet, so I'm going to go ahead and add new rounds. Now, you can add rounds. You can add them. You have to pick a location for the round, which means you have to put a golf course in for the round. Let's say I want to go to, I'm in Florida, or actually I believe I'm in New York. So I'll switch to New York. Right now, there's one golf course entered. If I didn't see my golf course, I would have to create it. I would have to enter it into the league or into the website. So, but in this particular case, I have my golf course Bethpage. The tees are optional. Maybe you play the same tees all the time. There's a blue tee has been entered in Bethpage. I could pick that. I'm going to leave it blank. 9 is optional. Sometimes maybe you only play the front 9 or the first 9 or the second 9. I don't, there's options. I'm going to leave this blank because I'm going to say that my league is probably going to alternate across 9s. Now, this little radio button here is important. If I want to schedule my rounds one at a time, and the reason why I may want to do that is perhaps I'm switching golf courses. So each golf course would have to have its own individual round. But in this particular case, my league is going to play the same course all the time, and we're always going to play on Tuesdays. So I can define that weekly. I'm going to go ahead, pick weekly. I'm going to pick Tuesday. And now that's going to go between June 12th and October 9th and schedule every Tuesday for me. And there we go. I have all of my rounds scheduled, ready to go. Now, I'll explain what the other 2 icons do. By default, the members of your league, if they were active for a season, they will default to active for the next season. So if you actually click on that little icon, it says Manage Season Members, you'll see all of your league members, which in this particular case, I've only got 1. And you can see whether or not they're active or not for the season. So you can click them active on and off. And the reason why this is offered is, let's say you have players who played in the past and maybe they skipped a season. So you can say, well, they're not playing this year. I'm going to deactivate them and I'm not going to see them on the leaderboard, and I'm not going to have to worry about them. And maybe they come back another year. And then all you have to do, come back in and reactivate them, because all of their previous information from the previous seasons will still be there. So you don't have to do any new handicap calculations, no external score entering, none of that. They don't have to create new accounts. They just have to remember their passwords or just have a password reset. And boom, once they're active for the season, they'll be able to see everything that everybody can see for the season. Now, finally, the delete season button. I don't recommend you use this unless you did something catastrophically bad. I can't even imagine what it could be. But what this would do is blow away all data from the 2018 Tuesday season that I just created. So if I had entered 18 rounds for 20 different golfers and they all had handicaps and all that information was there, and for whatever reason, maybe it's you want to restart handicapping, maybe, if you hit delete, it will blow away everything, all the scores for that whole season. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's good to have all the seasons in the system. It makes your stats more robust. You can go back and check previous seasons, previous rounds. How did I play here last time? Which holes did I screw up on? you have all that information because you can just leave the seasons in there. I have personally been using the site for 7 years, and I probably have over 50 seasons of data across multiple different leagues that I can access at any time I want. So again, I wouldn't recommend hitting delete. Now, once your season's created, once your rounds are scheduled, whenever anybody comes in, they'll be dropped in the home page. They'll see your leaderboard, and at the top right, they'll see the season drop-down menu. We only have one season, so we're only going to see the one season. But like I mentioned, I have 50 seasons of data that I can go through. So I could click there and pick a season from 2013 that I wanted to look at and see who won that year. So all the information is stored for you, so it's very useful. But that's about it for seasons and creating seasons. If you need any more information on all of the options, look out for tutorials on all of the different options that we offer for creating a season, or check out the help page. Otherwise, thanks for listening.